This afternoon we had an executive exchange with some CIOs, some Turkish CIOs, and very happy that we could spend some time with them. I tried to explain them a little bit about the history of VMware, but also how VMware can help them in today's rapidly evolving world. VMware is a 21 years old company, 25,000 employees, 10 billion USD turnover, and very innovative company. We do invest with the number one company in terms of portion of our revenue invest in research and development. When I'm explaining the story of VMware, I try to summarize it 4 steps. Step number 1 was 20 years ago, the creation of the virtualization. And we started that with the servers. And basically, when you virtualize, you decrease the cost and you increase the agility, you increase the efficiency. And then quite quickly, the second step was to say, if you can do that with the servers, can you do that for the other parts of the architecture of a organization? And yes, we've been doing that for the networking, the LAN, the WAN. We've been doing that for the storage. The storage costs are exploding. There's also a lot of hardware there. And we have been doing that also for every hardware related to end user hardware, computers, mobile, tablets, and so on. So we've been developing solutions during years for all those solutions, and the good news, and we need to be humble about it, but for each of those solutions differently, we have competitors separately for each of those, but we are seen by the analysts of the market like IDC, like Forrester, like Gartner, as the leader, or one of the top leaders. So I'm humbly proud of that one, because I've not seen many companies which are delivering specialization in each of the places, and at the same time we are the only one on the market which is giving a solution end-to-end. And that's very important, because we give a layer of virtualization end-to-end, and that one brings us as the unique on the market to help companies virtualize their complete IT architecture. So that means that we have been building what we could call the private cloud market, or the software-defined data center market, in which we are the leader with, let's say, depending from research, is 70% of the global market share. The third part of our life was to say, if you can do that for a given architecture end-to-end for the private cloud, and very important, we do that for the private cloud, but we also give the possibility to the customer to choose the hardware they want. So that's something I forgot to say in the second wave, is that we are completely hardware agnostic, hardware neutral. So the third wave was to say, if you can do that for the private cloud, can you help us going to the public cloud? Because a lot of companies are going into the public cloud. Some of them are doing that since long, but through the business, some business applications, and they are investing directly on the public clouds. But a lot of CIOs want to start the collaboration with the public cloud for their IT architecture, for the workloads, for the virtual machines which are in the private cloud. And that one was difficult, because the public cloud environment is different from the private cloud environment. And we've been signing global partnerships, but also local partnerships with companies which are public cloud companies and which are bringing public cloud solution. But the partnership makes that those companies are using the same technology as VMware, like, for example, a very important partnership signed 2.5 years ago with Amazon Web Services. And Amazon Web Services is the leader of the public cloud market. And by working together, we create a solution called VMware Cloud on Amazon Web Services, where basically customers can move their virtual machines to Amazon through VMware, the same networking, the same security, the same management layer, so that they can see the 2 different clouds, and they can play with the virtual machine. So they can click on a virtual machine, put it on the public cloud, but if they want to bring it back in the next second, they can do that. And very often, when you are in a different public cloud, you don't have that flexibility or that agility to bring it back. So we give now the possibility to companies to have a much more agile, enterprise-grade access into the public cloud market for their IT workloads in the same VMware environment which they know and master since many years. So that has been, and it is, a very important strategic element for where we are helping companies. And last one is quite interesting to say that we are also in a world with a lot of very important and new technologies. And one of them, and three of them, are blockchain, Internet of Things, IoT, and artificial intelligence. Starting with the two first one, the VMware investment in innovation the last years has helped us bringing a strategic and architecture solution to really help mastering all the benefits from blockchain and IoT into the architecture of a given IT company. So we really give the possibility to use those new concepts for a company while using the technology they are knowing since many years with us, for example, in their private cloud. So like our extension into the hybrid cloud, we also go in the IoT and the blockchain world. Artificial intelligence is a very important concept, and artificial intelligence not only helps companies driving more efficiency by a better automatization of some concept, but we're also using artificial intelligence in our technology. And let me use one example. I was explaining the software-defined data center in the second step of our company. And software-defined data center, you have the virtualization software which helps you managing your data center in a much more efficient way. Imagine that you put some artificial intelligence-based machine learning, and that one will help the data center being self-driven. So the machine learning will analyze how every application is using it at every second and will adapt the data center automatically to the need of the application. So basically that's the story of VMware in different elements. We help, as a summary, CIOs building a very agile and cost-efficient digital infrastructure in order to become broker of IT services so that they can spend more time to support the DevOps people, and even in that world we have a lot of tools that help them building a portal, giving access to containers to the DevOps people so that they can develop application much faster based on the IT architecture, which is much more modern. So my conclusion, really happy to be here in Turkey, and I'm really challenging CIOs to challenge me, to challenge my team. Murat Mediceler is my country director here, and he can be contacted by any of the CIOs. What we will do is hand in hand challenge each other, analyze the current architecture, see how it could evolve to become more agile, more cost efficient, make the business case, but also make the implementation plan to see how the value of the business case can be generated as fast as we can. I really believe that there is a lot of growth here in Turkey. All the CIOs I meet are very enthusiastic about the VMware solution, and our commitment is to invest in the long term in Turkey and to help CIOs and Turkish companies becoming stronger and stronger for the benefit of their economy.